We have number 14, Clarissa Banks, and number 34, Caitlin Ramirez. And this is from the 2017 Sun Belt Women's Basketball Champion, Troy University. Once again, questions, wait for the microphone, please, and identify yourself by name and media outlet. We'll start in the back left.
Justin McNally, WSFA. Caitlin, what does it feel like? Back-to-back championships now for Troy.
Oh, I love it. Just how beginning of the season, ABK last year, brought us here, and I told her, I had promised her that, I'm going to come back and do the same thing. I have to fill that leadership role, and I felt like I did everything I can. Our seniors had to stick together, and I felt like we did really good, followed up with it, and we're just not done yet.
What about you, Clarissa?
It's just amazing feeling for me because this is my 5th ring. So it's amazing to get this moment with Caitlin and the rest of the seniors, and for the bench help us out. It's amazing feeling.
Clarissa, you had nine quick points right off the bat, 9 of the first 14. What were you seeing out there?
I'm just trying to help my team the best way I can. I know they had tried to get Caitlin in foul trouble, which they did, so I just had to play me and do me to help my team out the best way I can.
I was going to ask you about that, Caitlin, next. You got in some early foul trouble. You picked up a technical over on the bench. How did you kind of just settle down after that?
It's just emotional play. I wanted this so bad, and I just played with my emotions, and that's probably the worst thing that I can do. Sitting in that first half, I've learned from it because I got to watch a lot of, because I was on the side pretty much the whole first half. But I learned from it, and I seen what was open. I seen what I could do and couldn't do going into the second half. So that's one thing I learned, and that's one thing I took into consideration coming out to start that second half, and I learned a lot, and I'm just glad we came out with the win.
Which one feels better, 1 or 2?
Definitely 2.
Yeah, most definitely.
Further questions for the student athletes? Daryl in the front. Gerald Williams from the New Orleans Advocate.
Thank you. At the beginning of the third quarter, second half, you guys came out and hit 3 3-pointers in like a 3-minute and 21-second span. Did Coach, was that by design, or how did that happen, Clarissa?
Well, basically, Coach just gives us the green light. Whenever we got an open shot, we just shoot. And, of course, we got rebounders in. So if we take an open shot, we going to have rebounders in there. So just take the first open shot.
I also wanted to ask Caitlin, at one point, they were not that far behind you rebounding-wise. What do you feel broke it wide open where you guys almost doubled their rebounds?
Well, ever since we started rebounding and we out-rebound teams, we win games. Simple as that. We knew every shot that goes up, we try to get 100 attempts every single game. And with shots being taken that quickly, we need a rebound so that we can get more possession so that we can score more.
Any additional questions for the student athletes? Okay, we're all set. If you guys want to head back to the locker room.
Good job, y'all. They got me with a water cooler. Sorry.
Oh, no, you got to get some with you, Coach. I'm trusting you now. Okay.
Yeah, you can take it.
And now I'd like to introduce the head coach of the Troy Trojans, Shander Rigby. Coach Rigby, if you could start off with a brief opening statement, please.
Very grateful to be in this position, of course. Very blessed and thankful to God and thankful for Troy University for giving us this opportunity to be here today. I thought the game at the beginning it went exactly the way Lafayette would have wanted it to go. They started out rebounding us. I think they had 4 rebounds before we got the first rebound, maybe even more. That made me panic a little bit because we know that the only way we're going to win is to continue the rebounding that we'd been doing earlier in the tournament and running and shooting a lot of shots. So it went their way for a long time. Somehow we did get the lead and managed to keep the lead, I believe. But it's just one of those games that felt like you weren't in the lead. I think the reason I kept feeling that way is because I know how good this Lafayette team is in the fourth quarter. I've seen them overtake and come back many, many, many times. And on us as well, they've done that. So I wanted a bigger lead going into the fourth quarter. It's a really good thing that we had some post players off the bench step up, like Latia Fields and me, Chris and Emerson, because, of course, Caitlin Ramirez was on the bench for almost the whole first half almost, and way into the third quarter we decided to put her back in. But they really stepped up, and, we're really proud of that. That was a highlight of our game, I believe. At the end, we thought we could wear them down. In the end, they would be tired. I guess that worked a little bit, but really their heart wouldn't let them stop. This is Lafayette team has a lot of heart and a lot of fight, and they kept fighting back. Again, fouls were an issue in the game. Some of our better players on the bench, but sometimes things work out for the best. Fresh players came in and made plays. So we've always said depth was a strength of ours, and it came through today.
Questions for Coach? We'll start in the back left.
Coach Clarissa, 9 quick points right out of the gate for you guys out of the first 14. Just kind of what has she meant to this team, especially down this stretch here in this tournament?
Well, I've told my players before, when Carissa Banks is on the floor, I never really think I can lose. And that's not just because she's a very good player, but she's won championships everywhere she's been over and over again. She's got several rings from high school, several from her junior college. She's won both years she's been here at Troy now. So she just knows how to win, and she knows when we need that burst. And I know what you're talking about, and I think somebody asked her the question, did Coach draw that up? No, that's strictly, her desire and will and knowing how to press a button when it needs to be pressed to win.
Daryl in the front.
Gerald Williams, New Orleans Advocate. Coach, you guys hit 3 3-pointers in the first 3:21 of the third quarter. And also, I want to ask you about that, but also at some point, you started widening the gap with the rebounds. They were kind of close to you at one point, and then would you just talk about those things?
Well, surprisingly, you would think I would say, well, when Caitlin Ramirez came back in the game, we overtook them on the rebounds, but really it happened before that. It happened with our substitutes, Latia Filsamy, Lauren Day, but more so Kristen Emerson. They were waiting for their number to be called. One of them even texted us last night, say, how can I get more playing time? Well, little did they know, they got it today. But really, they were really ready and stepped up. I think when they got on the floor and realized, hey, it is up to me. Caitlin's not going back in this whole half, and maybe not the third quarter. It's up to me. And when they realized that, what they wanted to do kicked in, which was help our team.
And Daryl had the other question about the 3 3-pointers at the start of the second half.
Again, I think that's just a thing of experienced winners knowing when to push the gas. It seemed like we couldn't find a 3-point shot before that. It seemed like even if we found one, we weren't close to making one. We hadn't shot a very many, and we hadn't shot a good percentage. And for them to hit those back to back to back, it was definitely the lift and the confidence booster that might have put us over the edge.
Coach, at practice this week, you guys were working specifically on rebounding when I got there. Everyone had to get 10 rebounds and in order to get a drink and everything. Just how important did it come down to the rebounding here in this tournament? Because you said if you can out-rebound anybody, you can win.
Right. Well, we wouldn't have made it to this game if we wouldn't have had the extraordinary rebounding games we had before this game. And yes, I know you were at practice, and y'all might have saw that we had the V8 juice on our sideline sitting on the table. And we had used all week a motivation that if they got 8 rebounds at practice, we kept up with every rebound. If they got 8, they got a Gatorade, and they had to drink in a circle after practice or Powerade. And if they got less than 8, they got a vegetable juice, which they don't like. So they would drink that in the circle. So we did that all week, and then we set that on our sideline to remind everybody that pretty much by the end of the week, pretty much they were all getting 8. Even Amanda Mendoza was striving to get those 8 rebounds. And, that's just something we felt early on in the season. Actually, in our first coaches meeting of the year, we said we're going to strive to shoot 100 shots a game. So when you're shooting 100 shots, you're not always taking the best shot. You're always taking the first one. You're going to miss some shots. You're going to miss a lot of shots when you're shooting 100 shots a game. So rebounding is pivotal. So when it all came down to it, it goes back to last year. We lost 6 conference games in a row. We came in as a team. We watched film. We identified one thing that could help us win, and it was rebounding. And from that moment on, we never lost another game till we got to the NCAA tournament and lost to Oregon State. But we won every game. We won the Sun Belt Championships, and we never were out-rebounded again. And so we wanted to pick that up here at the tournament time.
Go ahead again.
Coach, when you just hear 2-time Sun Belt champion Troy Trojans, just what goes through your mind? How do you feel?
I mean, I'm humbled. I'm humbled that Troy took a chance on me. I was, not a Division I coach. I think that's a great representation, though, of what Troy University is. It takes average, everyday people who need to be equipped and need to be given a chance, and they equip you and they give you that chance. And that's why I'm emotional, because that's what I see in so many of my players. Again, I have players from all backgrounds. I have Junior college kids, I have kids from close, kids from far, but at Troy, they're given so many resources and so well equipped to coming in as just an average people and leaving with something great.
Thank you very much, Coach.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.